entrepreneur, no manure. I'm the
What up? What up?
What's
Greetings and salutations, man. Dave Moore with my special guest, one of my good buddies, man. How long we known each other, David?
I was doing the math last night. I think it's about 23 years. I got 22. I got 25 years in the business. So
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
20.
but the most impressive, everybody loves him, Mr. Jason Davis. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to
Thanks
the
for
channel.
having me.
We try to uplift people, man, and give them a little education. But the main thing is, man, we got to kind of educate the new people in the car business and kind of let them know what's going on, kind of what they need to do, how we can help them improve, because, you don't stay in something for 23, 25 years unless you're good and unless you're following the rules. And that's the first sign of somebody who's successful is, how long you been doing it? 20-something years. All right, I'm going to listen to you.
Yep.
So what do you think? Here, give me a personal experience. We kind of chatted about this. We ain't going to say the name, but
Right. No names.
But here, chat about this. Why did you get into the car business?
Well, I got in the car business is when I was 15, I cut my finger off, right? My wedding ring finger. I was trying not to get married ever, you know what I mean? But at school in shop class. So they paid all my hospital bills and I got a little lawsuit check. So when I got it when I was 18. So there was a car. I'm not even going to mention the car because we ain't tying to no brands. There was this car that I really wanted, and I had a cashier's check made out to the dealership in my pocket for $25,000. It was more than enough. And when I was 18, I looked like I was probably about 12. I get it, So I ain't mad, but so I go to this dealership and obviously no salesman talked to me. And I finally grabbed one and was like, hey, can you open up the door? Because there was a special pattern that I wanted to see on the interior that you couldn't really see through the door. So I wanted to make sure it was the right one. And he said, man, go get your dad. Come on back. You guys take it for a drive. I said, well, I'm 18. I can buy a car. Go get your dad. He walked away from me. So I walked around a little bit more, didn't think nothing of it. Grabbed another salesman. He looked a little nicer. Hey, can you just open the doors up from the on this car so I can look at the inside real quick? I didn't ask the driver. He said, yeah, man, why don't you go ahead and get your parents, come on back, and we'll get y'all set up. You guys take it for a drive, and walked away. I was like, okay. Third time, same basic thing. So I went into the dealership and asked to speak to the owner. They looked at me crazy. They said, who are you? I said, oh, I'm his nephew. I lied. I ain't gonna lie. I said, I'm his nephew. I was supposed to meet him for lunch. I'm a little late. They said, oh, down the hall to the left. So I walk down. Guy's on the phone. I'm standing in his doorway. He looks up, and he puts the phone down. What can I do for you, kid? And I said, sir, I came here to buy a car. I'm 18. I said, I went through 3 salesmen. Nobody would open the door for me. I said, and he goes, well, kid, you always need that cosigner. Because I told him, they all told me to go get my parents. You always need that cosigner for the first one. And I pulled the check out and I said, sir, did I spell your name right? And his eyes got all big. I said, I'll never buy a car here. I said, I'm leaving. And I ripped the check clean in half, right? Oh, no, hey, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I said, I see where they get it from, right? Now, mind you, that was 30 years ago, So I get in the car. I already bought wheels for this car, right?
Oh, no.
So I go, my grandma lived right down the street. I was supposed to pick her up in the new car, take her to lunch. So I pull up. I got an old Cadillac. And she goes, where's your new car? I said, oh, man, I tell her. She's like, oh, no big deal. Everything happens for a reason, right? So we pull down on her street, make a right on the main road, drive a little bit. Out front, there's this purple two-tone Chevy Blazer with Typhoon kit. And it says for sale. I said, Grandma, can I go look at that? She said, yeah, absolutely, honey. So I pull in there real quick. Guy comes out. He had done it for his kid, and his kid didn't like it because he didn't like purple, right? I said, man, I love this. I had like $110 in my pocket or something. I said, sir, can I give you this cash to hold this? I want this car. I pulled the check out. I said, I got the money in the bank, and showed him a cashier's. He said, absolutely. Man, I went to the bank, got the cash. I paid $6,500 for that truck. Saved me tons of money. But that was the purple Typhoon that I feel like started making me who I am. You know, that made me
Uh-huh.
JD. So, you know, God's path, right?
Uh-oh.
You there? Sorry, I got a
There
phone
you
call.
go.
I'm sorry.
There you go. No worries.
I need to. So, you know, God's plan. I got the car that I was meant to have,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, it taught me in the car business, and I've used that story my whole career when I trained salesmen. Never
Mm-hmm.
judge a book by cover. Treat
Yep.
everybody the same. So what if I was 12?
Don't
Spend
matter.
5 minutes with me. Where am I
Mm-hmm.
going to go buy a car? Right?
That's
I'm
right.
going to come see you.
That's right.
So I've made it 25 years in this business. Is I always treat everybody like I would want. My parents didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have
Mm-hmm.
real good credit. You know,
Yep.
I always think, man, if someone treated my mom crazy because she had bad credit, didn't have no money, I used to be that son that'll pull up. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Absolutely.
so I always treat everybody like they got a son like me and
Yes.
treat them great, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I sold so many young people cars,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we've been to 2 or 3 dealerships, and nobody greeted me. I just tagged you in a post
I saw
uh
that.
2 days ago.
Yep.
Derek Laporte
I
with
saw that.
my
Oh.
good friend. He went to 3 dealerships in St. Louis. 3. He didn't name no names. And he said nobody, that man owns a company. I sold
Mm-hmm.
that man a car 10 years ago. He can buy whatever he wants.
Yep.
Nobody came out, said hi to him. Nobody said nothing. And he's asking on Facebook, man, can I get a salesman to talk to me? I'm like, man, go see Dave. Go
Look,
see Dave.
look how horrible that is. And we're gonna get into that, man, because it is like the truth is not the truth and perception is the reality. So just because you see somebody and they don't meet what you think the type of customer is to buy something, it doesn't mean that that person can't buy a car. You don't know where they coming from, what they
Right?
going through, what scenario it is. How you pay for it is unimportant. We're supposed to sell the car.
Correct.
That's what we're supposed to do. You treat everybody the same all the time, sell the car.
That's it. I mean, between me and you, we could tell stories for a million days, but just
Oh,
the other day. So I stepped down from being a boss because I got a great company that gives me weekends off, and I get with my
uh-huh.
bone, I can do whatever I want. So I took a step, well, not really a step down to me, right? But step
Yeah.
down back to sales.
Yes.
And I just do what we do, right? I had a customer the other day, sold him a brand new 2025 F-250 Lariat. Now, if you've seen the prices of those, they're 90 plus thousand
Yeah.
dollars. This guy had a t-shirt like me, him and his wife. They were at another Ford dealership, and he came in, told the guy exactly what he wanted. The guy looked at him and said, man, you know those trucks are like 90 grand? Like he couldn't afford it. He said, I looked
Mm-hmm.
at my wife and said, let's go. So he didn't tell me none of that. I did the whole deal. We got to the credit part because we already agreed to numbers. I showed him cars, showed him like 2 or 3 cars. We found that because I didn't have exactly what he wanted. The other dealership had exactly what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he left.
Yeah.
I sold him something close to what he
Right.
wanted because I did all the steps. I treated him
Yeah.
like a human
Treatment.
being. We got to the credit app and got him, and he goes, man, can I tell you something? I said, wait. And he tells me the whole story. He said, we were at another dealership. It was exactly what I wanted. And he told me how the sales guy talked to him in the first 5 minutes. He goes, I took it like he made it like I couldn't afford it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so so you never know what you're going to say that's going to affect people. So
Right.
when I would train these sales guys, I do it exactly the same every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. That's how you
Yep.
become a professional. How I got
Yep.
good at bowling, I do the same thing over and over. You in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let's go to
Rinse,
that
wash,
story.
and repeat.
I want to go to that story real quick. Let's go back to when we first met, right?
Yes.
Talk about
Yes.
judge a book by cover, right?
Yes.
Everybody that knows me, 22 years ago, I was a different person. You know what I mean? So a
That's
little wannabe thug white boy comes into this dealership. There's a 6'12" black guy,
right.
right? And we could talk for about 5 minutes. And this man tells me he plays tennis. I
Mhm.
said, what? What? Don't judge a book by cover. You
That-
probably make so much money at the tennis courts
man,
walking in.
it is amazing because you go places, and I still play now. I'm actually going to play today.
Oh,
But
that's awesome.
it's allowed me to get into like St. Louis Country Club, Belle Reve Country Club, all these other things, man. But most of the time it's because they look at me and they're like, nah. Then when
Right.
the little green fuzzy ball goes in the air, everything changes, you know?
Correct.
But
Correct.
here, let's dive into a little bit of the car business because I got
Yes, sir.
actually questions that people wanted me to ask you.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah, buddy. So, oh my God, cut that out. So, how do you think AI is impacting the car business?
Making people lazy. That's how
Mhm.
that's how I think I think it's okay, it's a cool tool as a backup tool. But what's happening in this car business is people are saying AI will do it. So the car business has been the car business, has been the car business. I watched one of your podcasts the other day and you talked about Joe Verdi. That's what I grew up on.
Mhm.
Joe Verdi stuff still works to this day.
Yep.
That's what I do. That's what you do.
Yep.
Right? Uh so people are depending on this AI and it's supposed to be a last resort catch, I feel,
Mhm.
right? We still have to work. We still have to put the phone calls in.
Mhm.
People want real, genuine conversation. I've sold most of my cars because of a bowling pin on my desk. I'm a bowler. You're a tennis player. Yeah, I know you got referrals out of Belle Reve, St. Louis,
Oh,
that you never would have got without that
no,
green tennis ball.
that's right.
Everybody knows an uncle, a cousin, or a neighbor that's bowled, right? So they see that bowling pin. My business card says Jason the Bowler. They like that interaction. We talk about a bowling story. And everybody jokes when I sit back, start telling the bowling story. Oh, that deal's closed, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
AI, yeah, it's crazy. I've been messing with the app where you can make pictures do crazy stuff. It's crazy. Don't believe nothing. This is
Man,
really being Dave Moore on the internet.
right.
I promise.
Hey, my social media dude sent me an AI version of me, and I was like, "What?
Yeah,
So what?" He's like, "Yeah." So AI to me is unfortunately we have to make this a part of the car business. I kind of compare it to how in our generation we didn't so much use a calculator to do math. It was all up in here,
right.
but now you can ask somebody, "Hey, what's 10 plus 10?"
Oh yeah.
20.
Yep.
Because the habit is to go for the easy thing
Correct.
to do, which
Correct.
is to not put in the brain power to actually process the information to come up with 20 because you know it. You can rely on somebody else to do the work.
I mean,
So
when I got
AI, unfortunately, it's a part of what we do. I don't necessarily, I have to embrace it because if you don't embrace it, you're gonna get left behind. And we got to
correct.
evolve all the time. But I still prefer that good old face to face, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good old face to face, that good old flesh to flesh connection that you make with people. Uh, if you were going to tell, what do they say? If you're going to tell a salesperson how to advertise themselves because the business has changed, and here's a question: when we were selling cars, we just really had to show up to work,
Correct.
and it was just people.
Yep.
Right? So you planned your day, all you had to do was show up, and then your skill set would shine through with the people that you got.
Correct.
Now you got the dealership that'll give you about 50, 60% of your deals. How do you get the other 50%?
Consistency. Having a plan for every day and doing it over and over. So you got to do. So I'll mention another just absolute monster in the car business, Ben Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's over.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Shout out to Ben, man.
absolutely. He's a monster. 50 cars a month. But he does his social media every day. He takes pictures with customers every day. Now I slacked off this month because I'm just seeing how much it changes, right? Because I
Mm-hmm.
want to do research on my own, and it does. When you do a video, you got to do it every day. You got to post 3 times a day, right?
Yep.
Post a cool car, right? But the problem is everybody wants to go post that $150,000 car and that's 1%. You know, you just had Frank Mills. Shout out to Frankie shooting a video of that vet. That's awesome, but that's 3% of your customer. Now you got a little bit more because you guys are the Chevy store, but man, go show that the old days, the Cavalier.
Right,
You know what I mean? The
right. Go
tracks.
show tracks.
Man,
You
shout
know,
out to Chevy, the only one that's got a cool car, 20 grand. You know what I
well,
mean? That's a nice
man,
SUV.
ooh, I plead the fifth, but boy,
Right.
man,
Yeah.
man. But you know, I think a lot of people when they advertise cars that their inner circle can't afford.
Correct.
So, you know, if I'm gonna pick something to advertise, I'm gonna advertise something to where when somebody I know sees it, they can say, "Hey, I kind of like that, and that's in my budget."
Yeah.
It's
My
cool
go.
to throw out Corvettes. It's cool to throw out the $100,000 Tahoes and you know all of that. But how much of your friendship or your customer base or even your inner circle really can afford that car in today's times?
Right. The guaranteed financing. You advertising that gets you the most. Because
Yeah,
here's the thing. We've all had messed up credit. We've all
yeah.
had good credit. Some of us never had good credit. Some of us never had bad credit. But
Mhm.
when you can find somebody, you get that bad credit person and you treat them like an 800, which you should, because the 800 and a 450, they both buy a car from you. What does that make them? They're both your customer.
Right.
So why treat the 450 different? But I can tell you this, the 450 or 500 that you treat great, sell them a car, they ain't going nowhere else ever. Because they already went to 2 or 3 dealerships. Some of these dealerships pull the credit, see a 5, and
Oh,
kick them out.
we get them every day. When I tell you, JD, having an ability to deal with what I call sensitive credit, I like to use that term.
Yeah.
It having the ability to get them people done and building a bond with them is so powerful because it's not just one car deal.
Right.
Normally, it's like 2 or 3
You sell.
because guess
Correct.
what? They're your best form of advertisement.
Yes.
They're gonna tell everybody they know. They're going everywhere in their brand new car. They're gonna be your best friend. They're gonna say, "Go see this. Go. I got this." And guess what? They all can afford it if you can get them approved.
Correct.
But a
Let-
lot of people don't want to put the work in to actually talk to that segment of customer because you know, just like I know, you got to educate them. Everybody's gonna come in and want the Tahoe for the
Yeah.
tracks paving. We get that, but we should be trained for that by now.
Let me give the future generation the best word track.
Mm.
Let me put you on the steps to get that Tahoe. That's it. That's it.
Mm.
Hey, I mean, you've been with your wife forever. I've been with my wife 18 years, so we ain't been dating long. But before that,
Yeah.
we dated chicks that weren't worth it for over a year. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And kept them around.
For
So I'm
sure.
going to give you a good, reliable piece of transportation that you just got to date. I know she ain't the prettiest, and
Mm-hmm.
she might be a little ratchet, but she gonna
Right.
be fun for the next year and get you to that wifey material, right? So when you
Absolutely.
break it down to people like that, but here's why you have lazy salesmen. We got lazy desk men because there's
Mm.
this generation, man. There's guys on the desk they never sat in finance. They got their job because they went and got the GM coffee for years, right?
Mm.
And then all of a sudden they had 2 good years of being a good salesman during COVID, and now these guys are on the desk.
Yeah.
They don't know how to structure a deal to trick the computer to get the approval and then pick up the phone. Yes, 2025 folks, picking up the phone still works with the bank. I swear to you, there's guys that don't believe that and rehash the deal. The banks love that because now if the banks aren't buying no deal, they ain't eating either. So let's
Mhm.
structure it properly. Let's get the green light. Let's send it in at, I know it's scary, but 75% to get the computer to say yeah and pick up the phone and let's see what we can do together instead of sitting in at 135% on a 500 and you get red turn downs all the way across the board and go, oh, can't help them. Go get another up.
This man just gave you training that most people go and they pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, and he just gave you some of it for free.
For free.
You know, I mean, for free. And the killer part about the whole thing he said was the biggest strength you should have is the ability to pick up the phone and create a relationship with someone to where they trust what you say, they believe in you. If it ain't because of your track record, it's because you absolutely understand putting people on the right car with the right budget is going to win.
To give a better customer service to your customer, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, people don't want to hear. Do you want to go out here and fall in love with? You guys got 500 cars on the lot and fall in love with every one of them? The bank says no, or let's figure out what car the bank will say yes, and then next time you come, we can look at all 500. Right?
Right.
Let me give you, without going on too big of another rant. Let me give these sales guys training on. Some guys think, oh, you make a lot of money, you got this and this. You must be shady. You must lie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't lie to sell a car. I take pride in that. I wear my cross strong, right? Actually getting baptized today. God is good.
Shout out to JD.
So when you and your wife go to Longhorn and have steaks and a drink, right? A couple drinks, you guys spend $80, $60, $80. You guys had a great date. You walk out of there. Great. That's awesome. You and your wife go to Ruth Chris and get steaks and a drink, right? Same thing. Your bill's $400, right?
Yep.
So the Longhorn guy, you tipped him $80, 10% $8, 20% $16. I know Dave, man, you throwing $40, maybe 50, right? You might tip the bill, right?
Yeah.
So you tipped the bill, he made $80. This guy, Ruth Chris, just overcharged you. No shout out to Ruth Chris, don't sue me, but just charged you, 20 times more for the steak. It's not 20 times better. Longhorn makes a great steak. So you pay 400 and you tip this dude 200.
Right.
So that waiter got 200 on the best day on the Longhorn. He got $60, and the steak ain't that much different. It's really close to what the customer wants, right? So you're paying for the experience.
Yep.
So you got the choice of being a Ruth Chris salesperson, or you got the choice of being a Longhorn. No disrespect to Longhorn. They're making a great living. Sold a lot of Longhorn people cars. But they just don't get the ability to make that much money because their food items aren't that much. If Longhorn racked up to 400, you tip them that much, right? So that's what I'm saying. If these guys do, salesmen skip test drives, like what? I go on every test drive. I've been doing this 25 years. I don't skip one.
That's a lost art.
Yeah. Now I might go on the same test drive. I might tell the same story. I might tell the same joke tailored to that customer. But I do it. It's part of the steps. I do the meet and greet. I sit down, I fact find. I pull the car up. I do a walk around and explain the car. I watch the sales guy pull the car up, jump in, go on test drive. I said, man, when did you explain the car? Oh, while we were driving. This man, look at the car, you got to look it over here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? So when I was running my last dealership, I was training the guys and I tell them, show every option, show automatic headlights. I get it. We've had automatic headlights for 20 years, so don't excite us. But there's a lot of people that trade-ins ain't got it. So when I would do a delivery checklist, come out and I would greet every customer after they bought, I knew if the automatic headlight wasn't turned on, my salesman never showed it. So I would put a little mark on the bottom corner of their delivery checklist. Then I call them up and I'd be like, hey, good job on that deal, but why didn't you show the automatic headlight? It took him forever, and they're like, man, how does this man know that I didn't show the automatic headlight, right? So that's part of building the value. When we're in the business and selling Hyundais, right? We had $5,000 ADP. That's dealer profit because the cars don't have any market. You imagine some of these young guys having to get that right now? They wouldn't know how to do it.
I don't know how to justify it.
So if we were selling cars for 25, 30 grand, we had to show $60,000 worth of value. So it sounds like a deal. If you just go straight to price, you're not gonna make money.
You're gonna
So
lose.
one last little training, man. I should charge for this one. This is gonna be the most
There you
viewed
go.
stream you ever had. I would write a timeline, right? It takes you 2 to 3 hours to buy a car, right?
Mhm.
Some places take you 8 hours, but if you get a good sale, 2 to 3 hours, right? You got the fun time and the not so fun time. The fun time is the building the rapport, showing the car, your customers laughing. Ha ha, Dave, oh man, you play tennis. Oh, this awesome. This awesome. You do all that, y'all love each other. The minute you pull them numbers, they do this.
Mhm.
Right? Right? So they don't like you. They don't like you now. I don't care what y'all talked about. You could have prayed together. They don't like you no
Mhm.
now, because the name of the game is who's going to leave with the most money, right? Is the
Right.
salesman? So if you spend more time in the fun time showing all the values, building rapport, having your customers laugh, and actually showing them stuff, man, if you Bluetooth their phone before the test drive and they get a phone call on that test drive on their new car, I just answered on my new car, Betty. Oh
Hey,
my
that's game.
God.
That's
You know,
game right there.
it's over, right? So if these guys have spent a little more time and quit running right to the pencil, all you got to do is when you get to the pencil, now all you're doing is giving away money and they don't make any money and the customer's not happy
Mhm.
because they didn't get built any value. They could buy $100,000 car for 85 grand. And you could have lost 5 grand real money, which we do. I know people don't believe that, but we
Yeah.
do, right? Right? And the customer's driving home the whole way going, man, he gave me 85 right away. I should have got 70. And thinks he got
Yeah.
rid off
Mhm.
because the salesman skipped all the steps and didn't want to put in the work. You got to go to work to work. That's it. That's it, man. And I try, that's why I warned you before this. I get on my rants. This 30-minute podcast gonna be
Hey,
6 hours.
no, it said okay. They say what what is your opinion on the EV market?
Man, I think those cars are really cool. So I was
Mhm.
the worst EV salesperson. I was still upset in 2011 when Ford did away with the 6.2 liter and said the
Mhm.
EcoBoost is our new flagship motor. Now everybody knows now, these young kids, they don't even remember that, but the EcoBoost is a phenomenal motor, right?
Mhm.
So it was changed. I think if you're buying an EV to do the world better, you're an idiot because those lithium mines tear up, you know,
Mhm.
huge amount. They're heavier on the street. I don't think they're better for the world. I mean, places like California, New York, with all the smog, it probably helps air quality there.
Yeah.
Uh, Man, the cars are phenomenal. I mean, the more I got into them, I mean, if you my niece sold me. She's got a Rivian, the new Rivian truck. Her husband's got a Cybertruck.
Mhm.
They had two Teslas before that. And I was like, they say you have the battery anxiety, the charge anxiety the first 6 weeks. Well,
Mhm.
that's what I was thinking. Like, there's no way. Well, my niece is like, the gas station's in my garage every day. Every time I get in my car, I got 300 miles or 250 miles for the day.
Yeah.
They charge in between 11 o'clock at night and 6 a.m. down here in Florida. FPL has like and I think they drive all over. And she said our average electric bill was like $50 for both their cars.
Okay. I definitely think it's a niche market. It
Sorry.
has its it definitely has its benefits.
You're
You
right.
know, it for some people, not so much because
Right.
their lifestyle. If I live in an apartment, I don't have a garage that I can charge every night. Now that may cause a little bit of some sort of issue, but shout out to Chevy for making out. I had sent salespeople to Texas a little bit ago. The dealership did, man, to get some training on the new products, but they got a electric SS Blazer,
Okay.
600 something horsepower. It
Yeah.
is amazing. I think that the major thing is the charging. If we can get that charging faster and it doesn't take so long, because you can't deny that the EV cars are really cool, man.
Cool.
They are
Fast.
amazing. They
I had
are
a Hellcat red eye.
amazing.
I had a
Yeah, they're
Hellcat
amazing.
red eye, and the only thing that smoked me was Tesla plaids. I
Yeah,
didn't even try to race them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh, how I think the manufacturers could sell more, and I don't know how they could do it with insurances and all that stuff. but they need to have like pay a couple $100 and get an EV for a week, right? If someone could do a week in an EV car, do their grocery, do their week to work, and have an actual charger that could charge it so they are charged every day, I think we would sell a lot more of them. But I mean, you've seen the prices plummet on them.
Yeah.
Because, not to get into politics, but I think the last president might have been getting a kickback or something. So he forced it on everybody, right? So that they could charge whatever they want. Well, now that it's not forced, now the prices have come down. Because here, I mean, if you can buy a Ford Mach-E, I mean, that thing is, I was like, a four-door Mustang, that's retarded. Those things are amazing, right? The Ford Lightning truck, amazing. The Chevy Blazer SS, the Tesla, they're amazing. And you say I can get one of those for 20-25 grand? Okay, it makes perfect sense for an extra car. Have that charged in the garage. The day-to-day, whoever's going anywhere else, drive the other car, whatever. Like my wife drives a ton of miles, and she can't keep her. She wanted a Tesla when Tesla was real big, and I said, if you could go a week with your phone not dying or your gas tank not being on dead E, well, think about getting you a Tesla. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's certain people that just aren't going to charge them. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
But again, if Tesla had real car salesmen, no offense to them, but they're just order takers.
Yeah.
Their sales would go up more, right? But that's why some people like Tesla, because they can just click, click, click and go. But that never car sales has been trying to do that for years and take the car salesman out of it, and it just doesn't work. I mean, we were going to get shut down by CarMax 20 years ago. Oh my God, we're not going to have a job. CarMax went out of business, came back. Carvana. I mean, that suits some people, but it doesn't suit the majority.
No,
So yeah,
effectively people will buy online. I mean, everybody has concierge service now. Where you have that carefree experience. But what percentage of the customer base do you think still wants the face-to-face interaction versus the non? Or is it franchise based, do you think?
So I don't think anybody wants the face-to-face, right? People, I tell my sales guys when I'm training them, I'm training you a superpower that makes everybody in the world insecure. I've had brain surgeons, I've had architects, engineers, it's astronauts. I've sold down here. You sell people to NASA, right? So I've had people that are a million times smarter than me, but they sit down and if you're a car dog, you a car salesman, and you got it, everybody's intimidated because you got some magic talk that makes me sign on the line, right? Right? You got some you're a good talker.
Right.
What? No.
What does that mean?
What does that mean, right?
Yeah, like, what does that mean exactly?
So my favorite day in the car business, I won't say the dealership because I don't want to give them any bad publicity, because they backed me on it 100%. We were losing real like $2,000-$3,000 on our ad car. So the manager didn't really want to sell it, and this was before that was just the norm, right? So it was a husband and a wife, and the wife was just the sweetest woman I've ever met. Husband, typical. I think I gotta be a tough guy to a car salesman, right? So it's in the beginning, he said, "Oh, you salesmen, you guys all love to lie." I said, "Sir, I'm gonna let that slide because I know the 60s, 70s, and 80s, they were terrible car salesmen. They lied, they did all that." I said, "But sir, I don't lie to sell a car. So we're past that. Don't call me a liar no more. I'm not lying to you, and just don't disrespect me." Oh, wow. We moved on. Got to another. He said it again, and kind of saying that I was lying, and I said, "No, well, not you, but you people, you car salesmen." I said, "Hey, look, I get it. All right, I already gave you a pass once, but if you call me a liar again, we ain't selling you the car." Yeah. So we get all the way. This is back when we had to hand write
Mm-hmm.
our buyer's order, you know. So you're writing along, got to fill out all the VIN numbers on the
Oh yeah.
trade, this, right? So I'm getting to that part where I'm almost done. And he makes another statement how car salesmen are liars. And I looked at her, I said, I am so sorry. You guys got to spend $3,000 more now on a truck. And I ripped the buyer's order in half. I said, I ain't selling your car. I warned you. So I got up. He's like, I want to talk to the manager. You guys are so I got up and went to my GSM and said, look, bro, I just ripped this. He's called me a liar this third time. I've warned him twice. I ain't selling him a car. You give it to somebody else. If you decide you want that deal, he goes, no, we can choose who we want to sell a car to, right?
Yeah.
So he came out and said, hey, thanks for coming out. Have a nice day. Well, our owner just happened to be there. This guy's called, I want to talk to the owner. GSM was like, matter of fact, he's here. So he went and said something to the owner. Owner came out, shook his hand. He said, hey, ma'am, I heard you were just great. Sorry, sir, that, yeah, we're not going to conduct business with you. They had to leave. I felt bad for the lady. But if that would happen more to customers, let's ask the general population. What in your mind makes you forget that it's a grown person on the other side of that desk and you could just disrespect them? Like I've always said for years, a customer needs to get whooped on the showroom floor and it needs to be all over the news and that salesman needs to get a raise. And then
Go,
maybe some of these
JB.
customers will check themselves before they come in. Because the car business is so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since the internet, you can see what your car's worth. You can see what you know, get you close. So, okay, we gave you $1,000 less, but Kelly Blue Book didn't. Every rim was curved. Your windows cracked. Your taillights cracked. You know, I mean, a taillight on a F-150 with Bliss is $1,500 for a taillight lens, right? So they can get close. They can see the invoice, and they still think we're lying. Go to Schnucks tomorrow and grab a can of green beans that says $2.49 and go up to the counter and say, I'm only giving you $2 for this. They'll haul you out by the police.
Yeah.
If you say, I'm not leaving until I get this can of green beans for $2.
Yeah.
Only in the car business can people act disrespectful to and demand not paying for something.
I think it's because of standards. Like we both didn't experience that, man, where you'll have people come in and they'll test your integrity and things like that. And once you're at a point where I would love to sell you a car, but if you're gonna keep questioning my integrity, I can choose not to sell you a car.
Right.
Because I don't need to just sell you a car. Somebody else will buy it. But most of the time, people act like that because they've actually not received any pushback in their life ever.
Right.
And then as soon as you give it to them, they want to play the victim.
Right.
Right. I got a group that I talk to every Sunday morning, man, and we kind of car dogs, and we kind of like go over strategies and things like that. And the one thing that they always say, man, is anytime you create standards, rules, boundaries, and limitations, that's going to make people feel uncomfortable. Anytime I sell a car, I want you to feel like it's a process. I'm the professional. I know what I'm doing. This is why I know what I'm doing. This is how long I've been doing what I'm doing. This is my success, fail, or success rate based on me doing these things.
Right.
You're going to get great service after the sale, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to let you know how it goes. But anytime you draw a line, you can always tell those people that, well, I mean, they try to get angry, but once you give them no reason to be angry, they look for something else. Like they'll say, well, hurry up, I don't have a lot of time.
Right.
Because you have nothing else to complain about. So now, if I take care of your time, or I say, so I don't want to cheat you out this experience because you're spending a lot of money, so your time is valuable. So I don't want to rush you. But if you want me to rush you and shorten your experience, I don't have any problem doing that. But I want to make sure that we have a clear understanding up front about what this is.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, they get mad at that because you didn't diffuse that. Now they're looking for something else. Maybe when the car comes from detail, I don't like the way the lights is doing. It could be anything they can to drive you crazy. And when it doesn't work, you get to watch them squirm. So
Yep.
salespeople, if you're trained correctly and you're in the line of fire, you don't back up. You engage.
Correct.
Engage with the customer because you are the professional. You've been trained for that. You should be ready for that. So anything and everything that you've done thus far, and if you did your job right, you only ask questions you know the answers to anyway.
Right.
Anyway, and that's how you stay in control of a process. But anytime a situation gets to the point where the customer's not happy, man, don't back away and skip away from it. Engage. Ask why. Make them quantify, make them justify that. Why are you upset? Well, the price is too high. Okay.
Yeah.
So once we get the price correct, what will you be upset about then? Well, let's just worry about the price. So that's the most important issue at this time, right? So now I'm gonna single that out. So once you get done with that, there's nothing else you can say.
Right.
Period.
Well, it's very important to have your process, right? And you got to do it over and over to become a professional. For
Say that one more time, JD. Once you have your what right?
You have to do your process exactly the same over and over to become a professional. To be at your level of tennis, you serve the ball the same way. You probably tap it 1 or 2 or 3 times every time before you throw it up.
Every time. That's right.
Right? So
That's right.
they have to have a process. A good rebuttal when they say, "Oh, no, we don't have a deal." Right? On the first pencil, I always say, "Well, it's 3 things. You either don't like the car, or you don't like me, or you don't like the price." Now, I love the car. Oh, so you don't like me? No, you were great. Okay, so it's the easy part. It's the price.
Yep.
And then ask for a commitment. I don't care if I'm at 50,000. What will you buy today at 45 grand? Okay, that I don't think we can do that. That's above my pay grade. But so write it out at $45,000 out the door. We will buy today and have them sign it. Now you've got a commitment that they are actually buyers. So you might not, that doesn't mean that you have to go back at 45 to sell them. But now they've flipped that little switch in their brain that went from shopping to buying because they've signed that they will buy. You write it real big. And I've learned over the years why a lot of customer service heat customers, right? And it's just because the salesmen don't know and they guess. Hey, will that Chevy Silverado pull 13,000 pounds? Yes. Okay, well, there is one that will. But if you're on the 4-cylinder, whatever, it only pulls 8,000. So now you sold that customer a car and you lied to them because you didn't know. So I tell my guys, you got about 2 or 3 Googles throughout the transition because there's sales guys got a lot to learn to know now. There's so many different engines and torques, and you can have the same engine and it pulls 4 different sets of weight because of the gear ratio, right? So I say, Google it, right? Now here's the best training someone showed me years ago. You remember back in Yahoo, when Yahoo, and we're going back to, I don't know, 2010 maybe. Yahoo had on there how to buy a car.
Yeah.
And their way was, don't throw your trade into the
end. Yeah.
So when customers would do that, I started calling them out. I'd laugh, go, "Oh, you did the research on Yahoo how to buy a car," and they go, "How did he know?" Well, salespeople, do yourself a huge favor. So after you watch this podcast, go Google how to buy a car and watch those videos because your customers, when they come in the dealership, they have a plan, right? Husband and wife, they'll be like, look at each other like, don't say you like the car, this and this and this, right? Because once the wife starts going, "Oh man, I love the car," you'll see the husband's head jerk over like, "You weren't supposed to say that," right? So they already have a plan. So if you haven't put your game plan together, I mean, I could be half asleep and a customer bump into me. I'm going right to my emotions.
Correct.
Now, if I skip a test drive, I look like a green pea because I don't know what next step is because I've done the same steps over and over and over and over because I'm not a highly, I don't have doctrines and all that stuff, but I feel like I'm the most educated person in the car business.
That's
When
right.
it comes to the car business,
That's right.
I've done my research, I've put in the work, and I invested in myself. I've gone to the Joe Verdi, I've gone to these other training classes to where other guys were what did Adam say? Volunteered and voluntold.
Voluntold.
So they went there all like not thinking, hey, my company just spent 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 for me to come do this, right? They think, "Ah, I got a free day off. At least I got some free food out of this, and I'm gonna try to play around with my buddy from the dealership while we're here." And it's like, bro, you're getting a free degree handed to you. Pay attention when you go to those things. I tell my young guys anytime, Dave, I hate to say it, but we're the old car dogs
I
now.
know, man. I got gray and shit and
Oh,
stuff.
it's crazy, bro. I dropped the screw the other day, a little BMW screw license plate,
Mm-hmm.
and we got like black. I could not find the screw. I had to get. I said, bro, I gotta wear readers now when I do the fine
Oh
print.
man.
I said, man, I used to be the guy that came got to find the screws when they
Mm-hmm.
drop it. I'm the old guy,
Yep.
right? But I tell these young guys, anytime OG, older guy's been doing it 10, 15, 20, 30 years, stops and tells you something, man, listen, because he don't have to waste his time. He sees something in you, right? To
Mm-hmm.
waste his energy to tell you something to make you better, to make
Yes.
you better, right? Like you doing this podcast for these guys. I mean, you should have thousands of views every video because you're giving this to these kids for free.
Yes.
And I mean, your next Saturday morning meeting, tell you guys, man, if you ain't watched all my videos, there's gonna be a problem. I'm doing this for
Here's the
you
best
guys.
part. That group, which I probably should get you in, man, we support each other so much. And honestly, that is the group that shifted my mindset from I just want to be good at the car business to, man, let me reach out to people that I know and impact other people who don't, because my phone rings all the time with questions.
Right,
How do you do this? It's mostly how you get this approved, but
right,
however it
right.
goes, I get a lot of questions. And here, rightfully so, I don't have all the answers, and I tell them that all the time. But in this phone of mine that has like 2,000 people, I probably know somebody who does have the answer.
Correct.
So I'm not like prideful enough not to pick the phone up and say, hey, big bro, this is what I got. This is what we're going through. How do you recommend I handle that? So, man, we're sitting here trying to help salespeople become better because we're seeing like stuff start to drop off a little bit, man.
Yeah.
You're seeing more dependence on, like you touched on, people not going on test drives. And then they'll give you every excuse in the world. Why? I don't feel safe. That's my favorite one. I
Yeah.
don't feel safe.
Hold on.
You're
Let's
like,
interrupt. Not feel safe. Me and you, Ackerman, Hyundai
oh,
Buick, our test drive were on the Riverview Circle.
yeah.
We went to the circle on our test drive.
Yeah.
I sold a blue, I'll never forget, a blue Lexus GS 430. Remember the blue one with the ostrich interior?
Ostrich interior cover. Yes.
At 20s back when that was the biggest stuff. I went with
Mm-hmm.
two dudes, crooked gold teeth. That didn't bother me. That's where I was from. We on the test drive. They start hopping off on the side street. Well, you remember we used to always keep that thing on
Yes.
us. And I said, hey guys, real quick. And they're like, what? I said, just go on, let me out on the sidewalk. Because this car ain't worth neither one of our lives. And they're like, what, bro? I was like, you ain't turning where I'm telling you to turn. I ain't slow. Like, let
Right.
me out. I'll walk back to the dealership.
Yeah.
You can have this car. I don't
Yeah.
care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, bro, we just want to stop by our chick's house real quick. It's going in her name, which it did. And I said we took that Magnum in on trade with the Lamborghini doors. You remember that one?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, right. So when these guys say they don't feel safe, right? So here's why me and you are where we're at, and Adam and the guys you're putting on this thing, all the training, yes, and listening and doing all the steps, but you have to be a good person.
Yes.
I've been in St. Louis or in Florida almost 8 years. I have more people calling me where they should buy a car in St. Louis than probably most of your sales guys. I don't know any of them,
Yeah.
right? But they call me. I put post out. I tag you in post.
Mm-hmm.
I tag
Right.
you, Malik Adams, Ben Thompson, Ben McCormick, right?
Yeah.
guys that I know,
Shout out to Ben. He next.
yeah, that are good people, right? People can pick up on that. If you're trying to do something slick to make an X, I mean, let's think about it. What are you guys getting paid to start? 20, 25%, 30%, right? 20, 30%, right? I mean, they gotta rip you off by a couple thousand for the sales guys and make $100. Like your $100 is worth your name.
Right.
Give a good service and earn the money. When I walk in a place and when people buy cars from me, they don't care if I made money. I've had customers when I show them the commission slip, they want to write me a check for a bigger
Right.
spiff,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, no, they take care of us in other ways, but be a good person.
Yes.
Don't if you don't know something, ask, right? And treat people. It's a big purchase, and you over here mad because you fighting with your girlfriend and you drank too much last night or whatever, and you ain't focused. Don't take the customer. You know what I mean? Like, get your mind right.
I'm
Get
glad
right in
you
your
said
life.
that, JD, because just yesterday we had a meeting and I made a comment, man. I said sales is so spiritual.
Absolutely.
Like it is a spiritual thing. Spiritual part is 80%, the task part is 20%. If you're negative, if you're not prepared, if you're not in a position where you can receive a customer in a positive way, man, don't do it.
Don't do it. Change their day. Change their
Let somebody else do it, and then work on yourself because the difference between I got a salesperson named Rodney Butler. He sells 35, 40 cars.
Oh, Rodney's a beast, yeah.
Monster, right? And people ask me all the time, how does he do it? I said the difference between Rodney, me, you, everybody else who is successful is that we expect to be here. We expect to be here. I expect to be successful. I expect to win. It's not normal if we don't do the best that we can. I got a man who works 6 days a week. You want to know what the secret sauce is? Work.
Work.
That's the secret sauce.
And it's a lot of things. People like my dealership. I'm blessed. My dealership is a 4-minute drive from the North Jetty Beach. A straight shot. You pull out my dealership and go right down the street. You are at the ocean. Beautiful. One of the popular ones. Siesta Key, the best beach in the world, is about 18-minute drive to the right. Okay. So when people pull into my dealership, I don't think, oh man, these people are just looking. Oh man, they ain't here to buy a car. Oh man, I think this is a deal. I just got to figure out how they need to be sold, right? And the sales, and that goes for on the corner floor. So people don't want to pull in the dealerships. Again, going back to what I said, they are intimidated by us, right? Oh, those salesmen, man, you're a good talker, man. You're a fast talker. What is a fast talker? I think of the micro machine man, or Twister, the rapper, right? Fast talker. No, I can't even get those words out, But it's called giving a great service. It's all about being a good person. Go to work, and do the process. Your sales guys. If Dave tells you a way, he didn't get to his way by skipping steps.
No.
He didn't get to that way by questioning the desk.
No.
My favorite day in the car business is when I would bring somebody in the car business. They never sold car, or they came from other places. And in my interview, I always ask people, what's the most money you ever made in a month? And they say 3 grand, 4 grand, which there's people, I got friends that's life's together way better than me and they make 4 or 5 grand a month.
Right.
That's great. That's great, right? So nothing wrong with that. But then you hand them their washout and they made 10, 15, 20,000. I've had grown men tear up because we did it legally. We did it honestly. We did it great. We just provided a great service.
Life was on the line.
Yeah, you just go out there and like we ain't digging ditches. We don't go, yeah, we're mentally stressed. We're mentally tired, but if most of your mental stress is because you didn't follow up on your customer on that deadline that you promised them. You didn't do your phone calls in the morning to thank your customer for spending $80,000, or at least shoot them a text. We didn't have text back in the day. Shoot them a text. People do like to text more, right? Take a picture with them. Send them a picture in front of their new car. Do a little extra. Write them a thank you card. I'm sure you provide price thank you cards.
Man,
They just got to put a card in and sign it.
I don't even think they got to do that. You can just, it's
Yeah,
all digital now. So,
like just do the little things. Like, dude, when I worked out long time ago, I got some stuff from GNC. I'll never forget it. Ultra Mega Gold. It made your pee look like antifreeze, right? There's this multivitamin, and I took some other stuff. Never bought it before. Buy this stuff, and the GNC guy at Jamestown Mall wrote me a thank you card, handwritten, sent it to my house a long time ago. Man, I bought them damn vitamins for like 3 more months after I quit working out, just because that guy would send me thank you cards. Just because I felt like, man, this guy's doing extra mile. I gotta go. I don't want him to think I quit taking them and quit working out, you know. And so if I was in the mall, I'd stop in there and get some. And it's like,
yeah.
if you do the extra mile, and I'm sure you got salesmen that the customers come back and they don't ask for them and they're mad and they want to start a big. I sold him a car last year and Rodney's got him. He's snaking me. If my customers come in and another salesman gets them and they didn't ask for me, I don't expect half. I didn't do my job for the. I don't have to worry about it. They might not remember my name, but they always remember the bowler, or he had a bowling pin on his desk, or they'll describe me and everybody, be like, "Oh, Jason, hold on, let me go get him." You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's
You can't,
all
nobody can sell your customer
no,
because your customer is not going to allow that to happen.
no,
So I never worry about, hey, man, is that your customer? What did they tell you?
yeah,
It's obviously not my customer because they would have told you to fuck. Excuse me, like they would have told you
right,
to get away from me.
right,
They told you gone. You're
yeah,
not my salesperson. When you get to the point where customers come in on your off day because that's the only time they have, and they say, "Hey, I just want to look at a car. I'm buying a car from such and such. I don't need any help." That's when you kind of, that's when you know you did everything right.
correct.
That's when you know, man. So, hey, we're gonna turn this into a 2-part episode because it's like 9 other questions that people want me
Okay,
to
all
ask.
right. I told you this
And,
how it's gonna be,
hey,
bro.
but you know what, man? It's good for the people, man, and they need to see interaction that's entertaining, that's fun, that's educational, and y'all absolutely understand that hard work pays off, man.
There
Me
you
and this
go.
man start selling cars together.
Yes.
How many times people told you would never be a manager?
Oh, all the time. But
You know
hey,
how many
but
times?
let's rewind. But let's rewind. Back then, I was not manager material.
Right.
Oh, hey, let's go to that part. Sales guys, I'm only this good because I made every mistake that you're thinking about making.
Hey,
But if
man.
you learn from them, they're lessons. They ain't failures,
That's right.
right? I
That's right.
job jumped. I was a hothead. Anybody said something crazy to me, I knew I could get hired at the next spot because I knew everybody in St. Louis,
Yeah.
and it hurts your net worth. I
Mm-hmm.
remember a couple of years ago, you were thinking about making a move, man,
Yeah.
and we reached out. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? I mean, the lawn dogs have been so good to you. I mean, they know your birthday. They know everything
Oh, man.
about you,
That's
man,
what
and
I'm saying.
and they're your family, man. And when you got that, just because you had a bad month, when you look in the mirror and say, "That's my problem," and
Mm-hmm.
that's the hardest thing, that comes to your marriage.
Yeah.
I'm a phenomenal husband. I never
Yeah.
thought I would be. My
Right.
wife is my queen. But
Mm-hmm.
it didn't become phenomenal until I looked in that mirror,
Yeah.
until I got a moral compass of God,
Mm-hmm.
and thought,
Yeah.
man, I'm if I treat this lady like a queen, I
Mm-hmm.
can be a king. Because without a queen, you can't be a king.
Hey, I say it all the time. I am the tribal chief and head of the table. But guess what, bro? The head don't work without the neck.
No.
The neck, the head on shoulders is not effective, but the head on the neck is so effective. Not that we're going to turn this into relationship advice,
Right.
but
Yeah, yeah.
anytime people ask me, I say, look at the chessboard. Look at the
Right.
chessboard.
Well, why I brought that
Queen
up?
has all the power to do everything because she's supposed to be the king's consort.
Mm-hmm.
She's supposed to watch his back, his front, his left, his right, because she knows that he can be manipulated because his mind is on going and taking over. So
Mm-hmm.
it's her job to make sure that the king can be the king, but he can't be the king unless you have a queen.
Right.
Period.
So going on a relationship, that's what you're doing with your customers, building a relationship.
That's
So
right.
if you can't get your relationship right at home,
Yeah.
that's why you're having problems with your customers, because you don't know how to treat people. Look in the mirror.
Mhm.
And men, I used to get in a lot of fights because when I went out, I was looking for what? A fight.
Fight.
You
Yeah.
always find what you're looking for.
You're gonna find what you're looking for,
What you're
man.
looking for, you're gonna find it. So I was looking
Exactly.
for ratchet girls and a
Mhm.
fight, and that's what I found.
Mhm.
So when you start looking in the mirror and say, "Man, I want to be a better man. I want to be a better person. I want to help people." Man, my salesmen give me a hug when they get that big check. That's my most successful part.
Don't it make you feel good, man? Don't it
Yeah,
make you feel good when other people succeed and I went and got a certain salesperson from another dealership, brought them back, and I promised them. I said, you're gonna make some money. All I need you to do is do this, this, and this. And when they tell you that you fulfilled that promise,
yeah,
man, it's better than any check, any bonus you could ever get, man, because impacting somebody in a positive way that's life-changing. Because think about what we telling you, man. The stuff we telling you is life-changing. It's
yes,
life-changing. This ain't just for a good month. This is for a good career.
yeah.
Period.
And
Period.
why
I'm
you
not
can
gonna bring you people that's gonna tell you how to have a good month. They're gonna tell you what to do to be good in the car business, period. So last thing I'm gonna say is give the people one thing that if they change or how they view the car business can help them become better. The most important one you got.
man, trust the process.
Mm.
Trust the process. Be positive. When you get in there, do whatever you have to do to put yourself in a positive. When we say I used to find a fight because I was looking for it, go into work saying I'm going to sell a car today and focus on selling a car every day. Don't if you set your goal at 20 and you're breaking it down, break it down to weekly, break it down daily. I need to sell one a day or two a day, but you got to start with that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's one car at a time. And when you get done with that car, I don't care if it's at 10 o'clock in the morning and you already got one out, or 6 o'clock and you're off at 8. Go get another up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't avoid the customer. Grab a customer, treat them, and do the steps every time.
There you
Every
go.
time. Do
There
the
you
steps
go.
every time.
I'm gonna say, I said this yesterday. As a salesperson, you are self-employed. Every day you wake up, you have to look yourself in the mirror and you have to ask yourself, if you were the CEO and president of the company, would you hire yourself to run it?
Yeah.
And you can't lie to yourself.
No.
You can try, but you can't, because you'll cause an internal conflict. See,
Yeah.
when you lie to yourself, you cause internal conflict. When you lie to other people, you cause external conflict.
Correct.
But when you lie to yourself, it's a conflict on the inside, which then permeates to the outside. So you got to tell yourself the truth. If your answer is not yes, it doesn't mean your life is over. It just means you have work to do.
Yeah.
You have to turn yourself into someone where I guarantee if I hit the lotto tomorrow and I say I'm gonna start a dealership, I guarantee this, I'm gonna make this man an offer to come work for me. Why? Because I already know what he's going to do and the professionalism that he brings. So you want people around you that can look at it and say, if I was starting a company, I would hire me. Hell yeah, I would. Because you know you're gonna work hard, you're gonna be successful, your track record speak for itself. But nah, man, we've been on here for about an hour and 4 minutes. We're gonna kill these people.
We knew that. That's all right.
It's gonna be part 2 because I'm telling you, I got 9 other questions. I mean, here they talking about what's a new business model that we can come up with in the automotive industry to help us sell new cars. What can you do to custom tailor the customer experience? How do you evolve a sales team? I got all sorts of stuff they want to hear from you.
Oh, I got all the answers too.
we gonna do part 2. Hey y'all, I appreciate JD. Thank you for being
Absolutely.
on.
Thanks
Bro.
for having me.
You know, taking the time on a Sunday to come out and chat with us. Hey y'all, he dropped much wisdom. You know, much wisdom. I'm also gonna reiterate something that Mr. Adam Marburger. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
IPA, income producing activity.
Yeah, I like that. I seen that on the
Uh,
post, on the screen.
I dumb it down a little bit, and I always say, make money every day. For y'all who understand the play, that's your duty if you are the tribal chief and head of the table. So make sure you do an income producing activity every single day, whether it's mind, body, soul, whatever it is, make sure you get that done. All right, bro. Go enjoy your day. I appreciate you. Bro. The same, always. One word.
Proud of you. Proud of you.
Thank you, bro. I love you, man.
Love you too, bro. See you.
Yes, sir.
Look, self-made entrepreneur, no manure, I'm #1. Goose down, jacket, maverick, top gun. Do it B.I.G. like Biggie, big pun. Look,